Good morning, subscribers. Good morning, it's Harper again. I don't know. I wanted to come back and talk about Pookie and Raray. You know, we got this expression about the undesirable black boys, whatever. Pookie and Raray, thuggism, or however. Pookie and Raray. Everybody's talking about Pookie and Raray. Some people saying, well, what Pookie and Raray gonna do, especially among ADOS family 81s, like when y'all get y'all money, Pookie and Raray and all that kind of stuff. Well, Pookie and Raray is making videos and they are speaking in passion of their concerns instead of out getting in trouble throughout having a place. So ADOS has been a good thing for Pookie and Raray. Pookie and Raray actually talking about videos, and they have very, very, some of them are smart. They have very intellectual exchange. Now they may use some cuss words and say this and that like that, and all of this cussing and stuff. Some of them do, but for the most I saw, I'm shocked. I'm like, well, greatness. The intellectual presence is good. So our people ain't no worse than nobody else, except for what we have suffered as abuse. Pookie and Raray, they got just as much sense as anybody else. Let me tell you something. I work with a nonprofit, and I help young men that are battered and that have been in prison, and that has no family, or that have been inside a juvenile and that are trying to find self-sufficiency. I'm a mentor for a program. Okay? So this is what I do. And I've been able to help them find self-sufficiency in terms of helping finances, get into programs, get housing, and a lot of them have done well. I got one young man that has moved into a beautiful apartment right down the street in the suburbs. As a matter of fact, he wants to live what they call in the hood, but it's $200 difference. But I know his personality. Y'all follow me? This is one of my young men that's inside of my program, what I do, and bounding for opportunities. So he's saying to me, they don't have a father, so someone called me dad. He called me dad. He said to me, Dad, what if should I get the $600 apartment is in this area, or should I get the one that's 8 something? I said, well, what's $200? Because I know him. I said, $200 is not a lot. So you get what you pay for. Either you're going to pay that $200 extra for peace and security, or you can go where the other place and save a little money. It's up to you. It's up to what you really want and what you're going to be comfortable at. So it took him a week to decide. So he got brochures. He went looking around, and before I knew it, behind my back, he had obtained the apartment. And the apartment is a 1-bedroom that's in his $900 realm. And he took the one that was more new, where they gave him all new appliances, new carpet, new everything. And it took him a while to get this, but he'd had it for like 6 months now. So this is the Pookies and Rayrays that they're talking about. I actually work with. And they find apartments, they do good, they get self-sufficiently, they become knowledge-based, they get all kinds of stuff, and they call on people like me or other people who work in that department. That's what I do. I'm a continuing ed specialist, and I'm a community awareness person. So what I do is I work in the community. I do things I mentor for the community. I've mentored over many young men, and we help some younger ones. We go out, we pick up paper in their community and stuff like that. This is what I do. I don't like my shirt. No, y'all may not like my shirt, but this is what I do. So, Pookie and Raray is important, and they're making videos now, and we can educate Pookie and Raray. So Pookie and Raray is a good thing, and I don't want to change their nicknames. It's fine. They can be Pookie and Raray, because we got Pookie and Raray. We got Shaniquas too, so that's okay. But they're doing commentaries. They're talking about Oprah. They're talking about all kinds of stuff because they want to be a part of something. See, they never had that opportunity. See, because they may not have parents or 2 parents in the home, so they want to be part of something. So now that they see everybody is doing something, they're getting on doing to an extra. I think it's cute, and it's good. And some of these guys that are considered Pookie Raray is more intellectual than people who are educated, more passionate about their intellectual presence than people who are actually educated. So we can't judge people. Pookie and Raray been known to go around with the pants down, have a little, maybe a little gun or two on them sometime or whatever, and walking around doing this and that. But they're still valuable to us. They are still valuable in community. Pookie and Raray is valuable. I have, like I said, I got another one named, we call his name is Robinson, but we call him Chuck. They are able to express themselves to you where you can learn something from them. They are. Well, I had a son in my program, my son that didn't have any parents. He lost his mother at 14. He fought in school all the time. Now he was a Pookie and Raray. He fought in school, so we took him out of that school and put him into another one where he was able to focus in a quiet area, the suburbs again. He had to come away from out what they call the hood, which was produced by American neglection. That's why ADOS is important. He had to come out of that and come into the realm where I live and go to school. High curriculum. Well, come to find out, he's smart, naturally. He didn't have to study at all to do his work, but he had to be taken out of the environment from fighting and other thing else. He graduated with honors. But see, he didn't have to study. All he had to do was read material, and he was naturally smart. He didn't know he was smart. We didn't either. I knew that he talked smart, but I didn't realize he was smart. A lot of these young black men don't have a chance because of surrounding them. They're in third world elements. And that's what Dr. Yvette Cornell was saying. So we ain't got no place outside of ADOS right now and foremost. So we can talk about everything, and it ties right into our community and who we are, and that's ADOS. I mean, whether we got love for white people or not, it ties right in. And you know what I like? I love everybody. But in terms of business, I'm not going to sit out on the sideline. I love all people, and a lot of us do. So that's why it's not no hard rhetoric doing this agenda about Donald Trump. We're not saying nothing about Donald Trump, because a lot of us voted for Donald Trump. But anyway, Pookie and Raray, that's what this was about. Pookie and Raray. I'm sorry, guys, I got off the subject. So yeah, we need each other. And these gentlemen and young men, they need help sometimes so they can advance their imagination. This is just as simple as an imagination into an intellectual presence, and it forms prestige until they can see that they have a place in this society and not following degenerates. Everybody trying to be a gangster rapper, because gangster rapper has told our children that they can become rich in a month. All they got to do is have some good rhymes, and black folks can sing and entertain. So we do that. But we need to get away from all of that so much, simply because it pushes a narrative. And then along, what happens is a lot of them are being bought by the entertainment industry. They sign contracts, so they got to keep spewing that rhetoric. Because now the Jews and the whites are telling them, well, you might want to change your lyrics, but this is what's making us money. And you don't sign a contract with them. So a lot of our rappers, as I said on my last two videos, are degenerates. But not all of them. Not all of them. And we love music and rhyme, so I wouldn't tell nobody not to use your talent if that's what you can do. But I would tell you to watch what you say, because we are the people. And your people are adopting that rhetoric and emulating it. And you can talk about your true life and your hard time, but unfortunately, a lot of us had a life of gangster activity and a life of drugs throughout the war on drugs. So that's our life. A lot of us. So I understand my young men, and I hope there's other black men out there around my age or older that is doing the same thing, and we can come together and keep each other sharp and even have coffee together. This is what we're talking about. If we can get our money, then we definitely can have some coffee together. And so we're in a new day. So, yeah, I like to network with other gentlemen who doing what I do. I am a continuing ed specialist for Boundary for Opportunities. I work with a psychologist, but and so I mentor. So, and it's been very well. It's executed in many forms And there's one gentleman that's my son, and he just graduated from Full Sail University. And he lost his mother when he was 14, and his daddy is not in his life. And these are black kids. Now, two of the kids I mentored, well, three of them were white. Well, see, they were different, but they still needed mentors because their daddy died when they was 10. Their mother sent them to me on a regular basis every day so they can go to school and do their homework, whatever. And then they're grown now, and they're off at 21, 24 years old. So they still contact. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to waver that a little bit, but Pookie and Raray was the name of the video. And I was talking about how they have a place, and a very powerful place. They just have an image that has been taunted. And they, really just have that, what they call a swag, a swag. And they are now seeing they have some place to be inside this ADOS family. And the mind of paying attention community, and they'll want to do commentaries now. And they are. You don't got to show them or nothing. They're getting on their phones and they're talking. So if you're not working with the community or trying to help, be careful what you say, because you don't know what that's like if you're not doing it. You don't understand what's behind the scenes and how a lot of these young men are protecting themselves and what they experience and what an opportunity they may have not had because nobody else showed them anything. They might not have came from a home where a family is preaching, teaching integrity all their life. So they don't know what that is. Now that they see it as a gift and a place to be, they're using it. They want to be that part. This is what they want to do. These young men, predominantly black men, our young black men. Our young black men. And a lot of them, just need father figures. They need the community, men, grown men, in their life, businessmen, to tell them what's good, who been there, who been inside of trouble before. I've been there before. Before I came to an intellectual and had a home office and different things, I've been there before. I did with the war on drugs. Okay? I was out there around the war on drugs, and it almost got me. But thank God that I came to my senses because it was in our community big and I was a part of it. So I've been there and I know what that's like. So I can exchange with that. And a lot of these young men need to know whether you understand or willing to understand. Especially the men. It take a man to raise a boy. Now, it can take a female to nurture him and keep him afloat. But it take a man to interact, to align himself with that. It take a man to exchange, so he can know it's okay. This is not just me by myself. I got somebody who understands, who I mimic and want to be like, and who I learn things from. I tell these black young men, be entertained by knowledge. Don't just be entertained by celebrity gossip, rap music, video games. Be entertained by knowledge. All that's knowledge too. So I pointed the way together and I said, well, video games have got knowledge in them. Rap music talks about knowledge and politics. I said, well, why do you think they do that? I said, because that's where their money is. So you got to know about knowledge too. So if we talking about politics or we talking about something else you don't know, ask questions. Don't just sit there and act like you don't know. Somebody use a word that's over your head, a big word. I tell them, look it up on your cell phone. Even if you overhear somebody's conversation and they got big words, expression, and they you don't know what they're saying, look it up on your phone and you'll walk away with a smile because now you know what they were saying. You know what they're talking about. Be entertained by knowledge is what I'm speaking. And that's what I teach. And a lot of them had a hard time doing that. But one thing I noticed about the white boys that I'm into, they are already entertained by knowledge. Even though they didn't have any fathers, they were already entertained by knowledge. Anytime I said something that they didn't understand, they inquired. But see, they came from a different place. They didn't come from the same struggle, but they still people. They came from a place where people are entertained by knowledge, where people knew knowledge was their power. But these guys came from ancestors who were illegal for them to read. The black guys came from ancestors who had to deal with redlining and illegal for them to read. And they were not entertained necessarily by knowledge. They entertained by mimic, but not knowledge. These white kids, with these little white boys, they want to know what's going on, and then they start elaborating on what they know. Well, see, they're different, but that don't mean that they were bad people. That don't mean nothing. They're different. They come from a different place, a different existence in the same hotel, a different room in the same hotel. And that's the United States. The hotel is the United States. The state, they come from a different room in the same hotel. But these black kids will experience mostly private areas and live in third world elements inside a first world country. That's why reparations is important. Due to the denial and the neglect of in terms of government and law and the perpetuation in terms of institutionalized racism. So these children are walking around with all of this abuse over them. The father's been took out the home due to welfare, all kinds of things, the war on drugs in the black community, a lot of things. See, this is what we're talking about. Everything connects together if you look at the science. Okay? So that's what it comes down to, ADOS. So y'all that are not ADOS people, stand for ADOS. Don't be against it, because you will be proud of yourself in the end. If you understood what our walk in life, it connects to everything. Our wealth in terms of freedom, in terms of economic freedom, and all of that connects to everything we do. This is our way. This is the way. You cannot have a home without paying for it, right? I can't do these commentaries. I can do them on the street, but I don't have devices on the street. It's cold outside right now, so I have to have a home, right? So this is what the United States, we have to have community. We have to have financial. We have to have what belongs to us to be really Americans. So we've been fighting that. But not all of us, but the community have been fighting that back and forth for many centuries. And black communities are in dire situation. And our young men are falling degenerates. And they don't know their places. So they need people to mentor like me, right? And other people in the community. Well, this is all what I do outside of talking about doing commentary and videos and having a fan base page on Facebook. And people are it's very beneficial. It helps. So I want to come and talk about Pookie and Raray, let y'all know they have a place. And I don't care if they get their money. Pookie and Raray might get their money and buy more than what you think. They ain't on drugs. They, and they go to get the cannabis. Well, look, they done made it legal now. But who owns the shops? See what I'm saying? So there's a huge perpetuation on American descendants of slavery. And we came to dismantle that. Okay? And thank you for joining me. ADOS. OneOnOneADOS.com. Thank you for joining me. Hands up. God bless you.